Hello everyone, and welcome once again to my channel. My name is Luis Portelles, and for today's video, we are gonna be talking about some brand new pageant drama. Or is it really drama? I don't know. I guess that it depends of who you are and how you perceive these things. But by the end of this video, we will find out if there is really a new format for Miss Universe in the upcoming edition in January and potentially going forward. I don't know. Let's talk about it. So, as you guys know, recently, Miss Anne just bought the entire Miss Universe organization, 100% acquisition, 100% ownership. This means that for the very first time in history, a woman is the owner of Miss Universe organization, which is like kind of ironic, but anyways, that's another conversation. At the same time, it's the very first time that a trans woman is in charge of the pageant, and simultaneously that the Miss Universe organization is not does not belong to like someone based in the US, pretty much. It's the first time that it's going out of the country. Now it is based in Thailand. Of course, before we get into talking about the pageant, we should talk about some of the recent changes that we have seen within the organization. And more precisely, I'm talking here about the Miss Universe Extravaganza event that we just had a few days ago. If you are new here on the channel, I actually made an entire live stream about that where I was interacting with all of you guys and giving you my opinion. As I said, this event for me was not supposed to be a show per se, but mostly kind of an introduction for the management, the owners of the pageant, and at the same time just kind of like bring back some of the previous winners and title holders to kind of bring the fan base together, for this event and kind of close the chapter on the IMG era and then open the door for the JKN era. So I think that this photo right here with Catriona, Leila, we have Andrea, we have Miss Anne in the middle, Natalie, we have Angela, and of course Hernaz as well. Is a very symbolic photo, and eventually this will go, in history, I believe. Of course, during this meeting, there were a lot of things that were said. First of all, we were talking about um, the future of Miss Universe, because we know that when the owners change and the organizations change, sometimes their priorities change as well, and the strategy does follow those priorities. Well, I'm under the impression that, quite honestly, the Miss Universe organization will not change drastically what they were doing up until now. However, we can expect it to be more of a commercial organization in the sense that they will look for new ways to make money. Pretty much, there's no other way to put it other than the organization needs to make money to survive. Miss Universe is not a non-profit, meaning that it is a business at the end of the day. Yes, it's a platform for women and for empowerment and for leadership and for all of those amazing things, but for the organization to survive, it needs to pay their bills. So Miss Anne is pretty much, coming up with an entire strategy to make sure that the Miss Universe organization has enough funds in the future, and not just has enough, but that is actually a profitable business. Up until that point, I am all in. They even have an entire thing of like how they're gonna do it by selling, tickets, by having sponsorships and management fees and franchise fees and a whole bunch of things. If you guys are not yet aware, go and watch the entire video that Miss Anne posted on her social platforms, as well on the Miss Universe page, is on YouTube, is everywhere. So just go and get the information. But recently it seems like there has been a lot of outrage and actually I wanted to show you guys, this is so funny. This is how I found out and how I decided to make this video, because one of you guys, funnily enough, called Donald Trump on their YouTube name, just made sure to go ahead and like spam my account everywhere and let me know that there have been changes when it comes to the format of Miss Universe for the upcoming edition. Here is the comment saying, Louis, please make a video on a new format of Miss Universe. They will be top 7 this year, and then they will directly announce the winner. And the worst part is that there will be no runner ups. The Miss Universe class has now been destroyed. I mean, honestly, this seems like a big statement. So already the fact that I had Donald Trump, previous owner of the organization, up in my comment section, asking me to say something, I was like, I must. Charot. Just kidding. I know this is not Donald Trump. I'm just kidding. I just always think it's funny that this account is named that way. But I actually went ahead and like did my research to know where these claims are coming from, because that's a huge thing to say. I mean, top seven, and then they will announce the winner. There will be no runner ups. It seems quite odd. So I actually went ahead and did my little research, and I found out that Miss Anne had an interview earlier on like some like official network, where she actually sat down and she explained that this might be part of the strategy. But I will bring your attention to a few things. So first of all, let's just recap what was said. So allegedly, the upcoming edition of Miss Universe will have a top seven, and then they will announce the winner without any runner ups. So we remember that traditionally we would get probably like a top 10, then we go down to a top five, top three, and then a winner. And of course, this change, the pageant fans, we like the pageants the way they are. Don't touch them too much. If you're gonna enhance like a few things here and there, like sometimes we just want you to enhance the production and like leave the format alone, because we are happy with the way that it is. But it seems like a lot of people actually don't agree with this change. So a few nuances right here. The first thing is that Miss Anne said that this was an idea. And why this idea? Because it's the 71st edition of Miss Universe. Therefore, top seven and then the winner. So seven and then one. So it's like 71. It's kind of like a reference to the year. I don't think it's necessary. Honestly, they could have done something like that for the 70th edition, which is more of an impactful, important milestone rather than 71. Like 70 is, I don't know, it just looks better. So I don't think they should do it. I mean, why is that a thing on the 71st? Are we gonna get like a 72nd and 73rd, like a top seven, then top two, top seven, then top three? How is it gonna work? So that was the first thing. But Miss Anne also mentioned that this is an idea. It's not something that is materialized. It's something that is solid. It's nothing that she has probably not even discussed this deeply and like as she's supposed to with the entire team before the production of the show. So honestly, I would kind of like take this with a grain of salt. At the same time, this is also kind of an assumption, because we don't know necessarily what's on her mind. If she said that there will be a top seven and then a winner, maybe it will be the same traditional format, but instead of going from like top 10 to top 5, they might be like top 10 to top 7 type of thing, right? And then we still get like the traditional top 3 and winner. Might be that. And yeah, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people are just jumping to conclusions and like freaking out and just making a storm within a cup of coffee, you know? Let's not freak out. I personally, on the bright side, right? Because I always like to see the positive in everything. I think that if we had a top seven, we will get like a longer Q&A segment, which for me personally, Q&A is my favorite segment of any given pageant. But we also have to recognize that if we go from top seven to winner, there's like a lot of, I don't know, a lot of people will be disappointed, because we know, at least when you know that your candidate that you're rooting for made it to the top five, it's like, okay, she got close to it. If she makes it to the top three, it's like, ooh, she was no so close. But if you go from seven to one, then it's like there's a lot of place for people to complain and a lot of people to whine. And believe me, people will complain no matter what. So I don't know. How do you guys feel about this? Do you believe that going from the old format to the brand new format, top seven, and then announcing the winner, would that be a smart strategy? I don't think it's a clever idea. To be honest, I don't agree with it. But at the same time, I'm just telling myself, perhaps this is just like an idea in the back of her mind, and probably it will never like take place during the event. So we have yet to see that, but I just wanted to kind of like make this video to address this, talk to you guys in the process. By the way, let me know if you guys enjoy this type of videos of me just doing this as if it was a live stream, because I usually sit down and film everything, edit everything, and it's like prepared from A to Z. But because of that, it takes me longer to make videos, and I can only post like once a day, sometimes once every 2 days. But when I'm making this type of videos this way, I can just sit down, film it, and like post it. So yeah, sometimes I can post like 2 3 times a day, if you know what I'm saying. But anyways, let me know, how do you feel about the changes? How do you feel about my video? And if you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, everywhere. And most importantly, express yourself, baby. That's why you're here. All right. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for staying until the end. And I will see you next time with more chismes. Bye.